Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing well today. As you guys can tell by today's video title, it is finally back to school season. We're in September. I honestly have no idea where the year has gone. And as always, as it gets to this time of year, I love doing back to school heatless hairstyle videos for you guys, and you guys always seem to enjoy them, so I thought I would do another one. In today's video, I'm going to be covering 10 different super trendy, Pinterest inspired kind of hairstyles for back to school. We've got some updos, we've got some downdos, and every single hairstyle can be done without any heat, so it's super easy on the go. If you guys are new here and you guys haven't seen my face before, hi, I'm Roxy, welcome to my channel. If you guys want to stick around, be sure to subscribe down below. Also give this video a huge thumbs up and let me know which hairstyle is your favorite in the comments, but without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so the very first hairstyle is a super easy way to spice up the very typical half updo, half downdo hairstyle. Literally all you need for this hairstyle is a claw clip, which I'm sure a lot of you guys already own. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is, if you have any face framing pieces like I do, you want to separate those away from the hairstyle and leave them out. However, if you don't have any of these shorter pieces in the front, you can literally just take the whole of your hair upwards. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm going to be taking the top part of my hair, sort of where my hair meets my ear, and I'm just gonna follow that line all the way to the back of the head. Once you have that separated from the rest of the hair, you then want to separate that chunk of hair into two sections. You then want to twist one upwards and one downwards. You will then sort of get one chunk of the hair facing upwards towards the sky and one towards the ground. What you then want to do is you want to grab your claw clip, you want to pinch the hair right at the point where they twist, and then let the top part kind of flow over the hair clip. This gives the hairstyle that extra oomph. It gives it that volume, which normally you wouldn't get with just a hair tie. This is the finished hairstyle. I'm in love with how this one turned out. It is just so quick and easy. You don't even need any hair ties to do this. I just love how volumized it is. It's totally giving, but let's move on to hairstyle number 2. Okay, so for this next hairstyle, I'm going to be taking my hair clip out, and we're actually going to be doing a messy kind of updo. This next hairstyle does work a little bit better if you have some kind of texture to your hair already, such as a wave or a curl, but because I'm working with straight hair, I'm just going to have to probably do a little bit of back combing. So the first thing you want to do is you want to section off the front part of your hair just before the ear, like so. So I'm keeping out my face framing pieces as well as some of the longer sort of layers of my hair. We're going to be using these strands at the end. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the rest of my hair and kind of gather it towards the top of my head right here at the back. And don't forget, this doesn't have to be perfect. It can be quite messy as we're going for that messy top bun. As you're securing your hair up into a ponytail with a hair tie, you want to make sure that it's nice and tight, and on the very last tie, you actually want to create a loop with your hair, especially if you have straight hair like me. This will just help to add that volume all on its own. Once you have your little loop, the next thing you want to do is you want to kind of form it into a really messy sort of shape. I don't really know how to describe it. You just kind of have to pull it apart in some areas, scrunch it in others, and then you want to secure that to your head with some bobby pins. Once you've created somewhat of a shape that you're happy with, you then want to grab the remainder of the hair that's kind of draping down the back of your head. You basically want to take that hair strand by strand and pretty much pin it up as you please to create extra volume. Once you've pinned up everything into place and you're happy with the shape of your bun, you then want to be working with these strands at the front here. Now obviously I'm going to be separating my face framing pieces from these longer pieces. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to separate this into two sections like so. I'm going to be sort of twisting the strand away from my face, and then I'm going to kind of like drape it across the side of my head. I'm then going to loop it over the base of the bun, around the back at the bottom, and then pinning that into place. Once I'm done with that first section, I'm then going to take the remainder of the long hair and do the same. So once I've done that to one side, I'm then repeating the exact same thing to the other side. So this is the finished hairstyle. Here is how it's looking. I have to say, I do really like it, but I think this would have looked even better if I did naturally have a little bit of texture to my hair. So for those of you girlies out there who have wavy or curly hair, this hairstyle will be so easy and so perfect for you. All right, so taking out all these hair clips now is going to be such a pain, but we are moving on to hairstyle number 3. All right, so I've brushed my hair out and we're moving on to the next one. So this next one is super cute. All you have to do is once again, start off by sectioning off any face framing pieces that you don't want to be incorporated into the hairstyle. I'm then focusing on the back of my hair. So the first thing you want to do is you want to take a chunk of hair, sort of like from the middle of the back of the head. You don't really want to be incorporating these side pieces just yet. Once you have that section of hair, you then want to take an elastic tie that matches your hair color and start tying that into place into a ponytail. However, when you are on the last tie of your hair tie, you then want to pull the hair through the hair tie, but not all the way, and you want to create a little loop. You then want to take the remainder of the hair and clip it out of the way for just a second at the top of the head. Next, you want to be taking the sections of your hair at the sides of your head and starting to tie that towards the back of the head. Now, once you have secured both of those sections into a ponytail above the loop, you now want to kind of loosen up that hair tie and be able to twist it round and then push the loop through that little twist. Once the loop is through, you can then fasten the hair tie once again so that the loop is nice and secure. And lastly, you want to take the remainder of the hair at the top of the head and kind of flop it over like so. All right, so this is the finished hairstyle. I am obsessed with how it's looking. It doesn't look like an awful lot from the front, but from the back, it just looks so cool and so intricate. It literally looks like you've spent hours and hours on it when really it only took you like 5 minutes. Okay, now for hairstyle number 4, we're gonna be doing a half updo, half downdo of the typical pigtails. However, we are gonna be doing a little cool technique that makes them a little bit more perky rather than so flat. So again, the first thing you wanna do, which is the first step of every hairstyle, is pulling out the face framing pieces, if you have any. I'm then taking 2 chunks of hair on either side of my face, sort of in line with my eyebrows. So now that I have this piece, what I wanna do is I actually wanna separate it into 2 sections. So I'm gonna be keeping an upper half and a lower half. I'm gonna split it about here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tie both of them into separate little ponytails individually. And we're now gonna be tying off the upper one. So just like that, you should have 2 ponytails, one above the other. We're now gonna do the exact same thing to the other side. Okay, so now what you wanna do is you wanna take the top ponytails and you wanna create a little twist sort of effect. So I'm taking the ponytail, splitting it apart, and then I'm actually looping the hair tie through the little hole that we've created, which should look something like that. I'm then repeating the exact same thing to the other side. But now the fun part is actually giving these ponytails the volume that they require to look really cute. What we're actually going to be doing is we're going to be separating that twist on the top ponytail even more, just so that we can weave the bottom ponytail through that loop that we've just created. So I'm just creating that little hole, as you can see, and I'm taking that lower ponytail and I'm looping it upwards through the other one. Here we go. This is how it should look. As you can see, it's got that really cute volume to it, and I also really love the twist effect on the top. I'm now gonna do the exact same thing to the other side. And there we go. That is the finished hairstyle. As you can see, it does require just a little bit more effort than your usual 2 pigtails at the top. However, I do feel like it is super worth it because in the end, you get that super like perky kind of pigtail. I think this hairstyle is so cute. It's so timeless and I'm just obsessed. Moving on to the next hairstyle, we're actually now going to be working off of this as a base. This next one is a little bit more fun, a little bit more playful. This hairstyle might be more tailored towards a younger audience, but to be honest, hair is hair. You can do whatever you like. We're actually going to be turning these little ponytails into heart-shaped little buns. So first up, I want to be taking this ponytail and I'm going to be actually tying off a little hair tie that's clear around this point here, and I'm literally just going to be tying that right there. Okay, so now that that is secure, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be creating a little split right in the center of this section here. We're going to be twisting this hair tie onto itself like so, and then we're actually going to be halving this like that. And as you can see, that creates that little heart-shaped loop. I just think it's so cute. So I don't want to be ruining this heart shape. So instead of tying it at the base, I'm actually going to be using a little hair grip to secure that into place. As you can see, it was so easy, but it just creates a little bit of point of interest to your hairdo. I'm now going to repeat the same thing to the other side. So I'm literally just, again, tying that elastic tie right there. Also, a quick little tip. When you guys use these little hair ties, I know they can be so painful to get out of your hair. What you can actually do is rub a little bit of serum over it and it will just mean that when it's coming out of your hair, it will just glide right off. Okay, so once again, I'm creating that little split. I'm then looping the hair tie through it like so, and then once again I'm taking my finger right there, splitting it in half so that the hair tie meets the other base of the hair tie, and there we go. That is my little pretzel shaped heart, which I'm now gonna secure with a pin, and that is the finished hairstyle. How freaking cute are these little buns? I'm genuinely obsessed. I feel like it's such a fun hairstyle. As you saw, it is really simple to do. You don't need an awful lot of like skill to do this, but it just looks so interesting and like you've put so much effort into it. All right, now moving on to hairstyle number 6, we're now gonna be doing a French roll in a really simple way. Once again, I'm just taking most of my hair towards the back of the head. Starting at the nape of the neck, you wanna grab the hair and start twisting and rolling it with one hand. It's a little bit tricky to explain, but I'm sure the visual will explain more than I can with words, but you wanna keep twisting that with your fingers until you get to the top of the head. By this point, most of your hair should be inside the roll. However, if you do have longer hair like me, it is a little bit tricky, so you will have to kind of tuck in the remainder of the hair into this roll. Once you have your roll perfected, you then want to quickly grab some of these grips and actually start securing this roll to your head. You're gonna need quite a few of these to really secure this up to your head and make sure that it lasts all day long. Adding one of these larger grips to your hair is optional, but it does give you that really integral strength. The next hairstyle is a really spiced up version of a very plain and simple ponytail. For those of my girlies who have super long hair, you will know the pain of doing a ponytail, but it just kind of droops throughout the day. It doesn't look as perky as you would have liked it to be. I found the perfect way to stop that. The first thing you want to do is section off any face framing pieces. You guys know the drill. Next, you want to be sectioning off your hair into 2 sections. The first section being the upper part of the hair, which I'm going to start right at the top of my ear and section that off all the way to the back. Once I have it nice and smoothed out, I'm taking a hair tie that matches my hair color, and I'm just gonna be securing that into a high ponytail. I'm then taking the ponytail, I'm clipping it out of the way at the top of the head and focusing on the underside of my hair. Next, I'm splitting the rest of my hair at the bottom into 2 sections, and I'm gonna be crossing them over like this. I'm then letting my ponytail loose, and I'm actually gonna be tying these remainder sections of hair into another ponytail above. All right, so that's the finished hairstyle. Honestly, it's so easy to do, and it just makes such a difference when it comes to your ponytail game. With this hairstyle, it's such a game changer. I'm never gonna be doing my ponytail in a regular way again. This next hairstyle is to all my girlies out there who find it really hard to fit all your hair in one of these claw clips. With my hair being this long, I totally feel your pain. So we're gonna be trying out a hairstyle where you're actually weaving your hair through and over the clip rather than just clipping it straight on top. This should mean that hair clip in your drawer, which you can't really use because your hair just doesn't seem to fit inside it, you can maybe use now. So the first thing you want to do is you want to grab all of your hair with your left hand and then have the claw clip with your predominantly used hand. What you want to do is you want to have your claw clip ready and open, and you want to twist your hair into the claw clip. You're then taking that claw clip with the hair inside it, you're looping and twisting it around with your wrist, and then gripping it onto the left side or right side of your hair, whichever one you prefer. The movement looks really complicated, and the first time you see it, you're gonna be like, whoa, what the hell is happening? But let me just repeat it once again. If your hair is long like mine, your whole hair might not fit into the clip right away, so you might have like a little strand here and there hanging out, so you just want to kind of twist it and just wrap it over the top of the clip and grip it on the left side. As you can see, it incorporates the clip into your hair really seamlessly. It makes it look like a really intricate hairstyle when it really wasn't. What I love about this hairstyle is that you don't need any hair ties or any hair grips or anything like that. You just need a claw clip and that's it. I have to say the movement is a little bit tricky to master on yourself, but once you do it like once or twice, you'll totally get it. Okay, for this next hairstyle, we're switching it up a little bit. We're actually going to be getting rid of any face framing pieces. You don't really want those for this hairstyle. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to section off a part of my hair sort of avoiding my face framing pieces. This section of hair should sort of be in line with the arch of your eyebrows up here. So I'm basically just taking the middle square of my hair at the top of my head, if that makes any sense. So we're basically just going to be tying off that section of hair into a ponytail and leaving it until the end. Next, what you want to do is you want to split your hair sort of halfway up. So I'm going to be taking the hair sort of right above my ears all the way to the back, and essentially what we're going to be doing is splitting this section of hair into two and creating two ponytails right at the top here and here. So I'm scraping all of my hair upwards as high as I can, and I'm just going to tie it right at the top here. We're then going to be doing the exact same thing with the other side. Next, I'm going to be taking the middle section of my hair at last, and I'm going to be taking it forwards. I'm going to be separating it into two sections following my parting, and we're actually going to be braiding these sections. So now that I've split these two sections, I'm now going to be starting with the right side first. I'm going to be splitting this section into 3 parts, and we're literally just going to start braiding this. You want to keep it nice and tight right up to the base of the hair and just braid it all the way down with a regular braid. Once you've braided most of the hair to the bottom, you can then secure it with a clear elastic tie or one that matches your hair color. At this point, it's probably predictable, but you want to do the exact same thing to the other side. Okay, so now that your face framing braids are done, we can then focus on the ponytails, and you've guessed it, once again, we're going to be braiding those. And now again, you want to be doing the same thing to the other ponytail. Okay, so now what you want to do is you want to grab your braid, you want to fold it over like this, and you want to kind of create this little like loop with it, and then go back on yourself once again, fold the hair towards the back, and you've created almost like this line of braid. Once you've done that, you then want to take a hair grip and make sure that this is nice and secure. So essentially, this is the kind of shape you want to be creating. I'm now doing the exact same thing on the other side. So first, I'm going to go up, fold over, and then I'm gonna go down and then fold up. You then want to be using a hair stick like this to basically smooth out any baby hairs around your face. You want this to be really nice and neat. And that is essentially the finished hairstyle. I love this so much. It's giving very like ethereal, it's giving Game of Thrones. I really, really like it. I think it's such an interesting hairstyle. I saw it on Pinterest and I just had to recreate it. And now the last hairstyle we're gonna be doing today is actually a simple braid at the back of the head. However, we're not just gonna be doing a regular braid. We're actually going to be implementing a really interesting technique that makes sure that all the hair right around your head is really nice and tight rather than loose. This is especially great for my long hair girlies out there. Okay, so for this hairstyle, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our section of hair right above the ear, kind of halfway across the head. You then want to do the exact same thing on the other side and then take both of those sections of hair towards the back of the head and tie them into a ponytail. Next, you want to be focusing on the section of hair below that ponytail. I'm separating this section into 3. I'm first taking the left section and I'm looping it over the section that we have just tied with a hair tie to kind of prop it up and secure it really tightly to the head. Once I've done it with the one side, you can then do it with the other side. This will just ensure that all of the hair is nice and tight against the head as you then come to braid the hair. And that is the finished hairstyle. Not only does this look really cute at the back of the head, giving it that really subtle detail at the base of the braid, but also it's made the base of the braid really nice and secure and tight. Let me know what you guys think of this technique when it comes to a simple braid. All right, guys, so that was everything for today's video. That was 10 different heatless back to school hairstyles. I really hope you guys enjoyed and found this video helpful. If you did, make sure you smash that huge thumbs up down below and be sure to let me know in the comments which one of these hairstyles was your favorite. prep. If some of these hairstyles were not for you, I have so many other hairstyle videos for back to school and otherwise, so I will have them all linked in the eye right there. Thank you guys so much for being here and watching this video, and hopefully I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye! Mwah.